In poker, there's confidence, there's ego, and then there's Phil Hellmuth. So in this video, we're taking a close look at the times that he went too far. And we're not just talking about his tantrums either. From brutal slow rolls to reckless bluffs, bad reads, and downright bizarre plays, we're covering it all. So let's get right into the action, starting with a recent but hilarious Hellmuth disaster. If there's one thing we've learned about Phil, it's that he never forgets a grudge, and nobody knows it better than Ryan Feldman. These two have history, and Feldman represents everything about the game that Hellmuth hates. So when they sat across from each other in a live-streamed cash game, the sparks were already there, and it didn't take long before Hellmuth lost it. Phil raises it up with ace-king, and Ryan Feldman goes for a 3-bet with pocket queens. After a bit of deliberation, Phil moves all in and Ryan makes the call. They decide to run it 2 times, and Phil promises he won't rant. Spoiler alert, he will definitely rant.
Says Feldman. We'll run it twice. More than $109,000 in the pot.
Phil, give him some action with the no pair, buddy. I'm impressed.
Dude.
Yeah. Get in there, buddy. I'm impressed.
My reputation precedes me.
Yeah. Phil, this is... Phil, you are action. They've been lying.
Dude, this is...
Wow, Phil.
One,
just ace high. Just nothing, Phil. What are you doing, buddy?
You're on with no pair, no
You
draw?
no pair, no draw.
Mikey would call this a punt.
This is a humongous punt, Phil.
Elmy's gonna lose his mind if he loses this.
Phil's putting it in with no pair, no draw.
Turn
Just dead.
4
Not even a
spades.
spade.
Nobody with a
Deuce.
spade.
Deuce.
Phil,
The
there's
wheel
3 spades
draw
up
is
there. You
picked
have
up.
red ace king. What are you doing?
At least he turned to straight draw.
By Phil Hellmuth. River card is a 6.
Now Ryan can breathe.
Yeah, right.
Breathe. I think he scooped me. I think you
Guys?
You won both boards 3 times in
You're
Texas,
5
right?
cards away from a Phil rant.
How can I rant?
You've done it before.
I bet you will. I bet
He
you'll
can't
find a
rank.
way.
He put it in bad. He knows he knows he shouldn't have done this.
I expect you to win.
Hey,
Ryan.
called.
Yeah.
Called to see if you hit
Phil
And
knows
eight.
to reverse
That's
me now.
still
No,
not
it's not
great
fair,
for
but I expect you to
Phil.
win. Like,
I did not fold a jack.
Okay, king of clubs.
What did I even have?
That's fair.
Could be like deuce of diamonds.
Turn card
That's fair.
is a
7.
6.
Okay, wait. Da-da-da-da-da. Phil. How many outs to how many outs? Isn't that your thing?
Phil, give a
All right,
pair.
I'll do it. Da-da-da-da-da.
Phil, you wanna
6
buy out
outs
for,
to
5 pair?
57 outs.
5, I had a king.
what an insult. Why would you, Ryan, what's wrong with you, bro?
Da-da-da-da-da.
River
Oh,
card
wow.
is a
Baby.
queen.
The
You
pink
should
that,
celebrate that,
And
Ryan.
Feldman
You
Nice
should
job.
never have jacks there.
Nice job, bud.
You should celebrate it. Give me 30.
You wouldn't have beat jacks either. Wouldn't have worked out well.
Ask for
We would've dropped
30K
it.
more.
Moron has been running like this against me. It's unbelievable. I think you won. I think you've won the last 5 times you won both boards when we had ace king versus queens. 5 in a row.
I can't remember.
I really thought today's the day where today's the day where you're gonna give it to me, Ryan.
Feldman definitely felt the heat in that one, but believe me, it only gets worse from here. Because if there's one thing Phil is an expert at, it's blowing things way out of proportion. And you're about to see why. Phil's clash with Mike Baxter at Poker After Dark is a perfect example. After losing a pot, Phil started lecturing Baxter about poker etiquette, ranting about respect at the table, the whole thing. Phil accused Mike of slow rolling, but was this actually a slow roll or was it just a normal reveal? We'll let you be the judge. Phil limps into the pot and... I'm already not a fan of this approach. Open limping may work in certain tournament settings, but in a cash game, you're better off just making a standard open raise. And here, you can see the snowball effect in action. A small mistake compounded into a disaster. Mike raises it up with pocket kings, and Phil makes the call. Phil improves on the flop, and he checks in the dark on the turn, a signature Hellmuth move at this point. Mike goes for a double barrel, and Phil calls again. No change on the river, a triple barrel from Mike, and Phil snaps him off. Unlucky for Phil, but overall, it's a pretty standard hand. No need for anyone to get their feelings hurt, right?
Says 2 pair and shows kings up.
And then he slow rolled me. He announced 2 fair. All they did is me over in this game so far. Guy bluffs off all his money, then slow rolls me. He doesn't say kings, he says 2 pair.
Sorry.
And I know it's a guy that didn't mean to slow roll, didn't even know what he's doing. What in the hell is going on here? Beat these mother hands like they're nothing. Maybe he did mean to slow roll me. I mean, it's like the rudest thing you can do in poker.
Like a slow roll would have been if he like turned over 2 3s and 2 pairs.
So you don't think it was a slow roll?
No.
I want you to say on record right now.
I don't
Are you
think that-
defending that play? What he just did? Please defend it for the record.
I mean, the guy said he had 2 pairs. It's not like he turned over quad 3s.
Okay, so you don't think it was a slow roll. I got it.
I mean, a world-class
all right.
player like yourself called so fast, I don't know that he thought 2 kings were good there.
Well, it turns out it wasn't really a slow roll, and Phil was just feeling salty he lost the hand. But in this next clip, the gloves really come off, and Phil wasn't pulling back any punches, so strap in for one of the most iconic Hellmuth blow-ups ever caught on camera. We're talking about the 2008 World Series of Poker Main Event and the legendary hand against Christian Dragomir. A young, fearless Dragomir makes a gutsy play, and when Phil sees the cards, he immediately erupts. The insults, the eye rolls, the classic tirade, it's all there. Dragomir goes for the open raise with, let's call it a speculative hand. The action folds around to Phil, and he peels down ace-king. He goes for a 3-bet, goading Dragomir into a call. Phil checks the flop, Dragomir just reaches for his chips, which is more than enough to send Phil off the deep end.
This idiot guy over here.
That was uncalled for.
I don't, you know what, Mike? I think he called the re-raise with ace-queen or something. He's just a crazy guy trying to go broke.
You put
Bill shows the ace-king
in. He put in like only 150.
Mike, you tell him what
Show him the 3-8 offsuit or something. 10-4, baby.
Phil is stunned.
That was worth the price of admission.
And everybody gangs up on Phil.
This is how I lose my money to some idiot.
I show ace-king info.
He's now said idiot 2 times too many.
I'm going to tell you something, buddy. You want to hear what I have to say? This is just...
No, after you learn some manners, yes.
Forget it. Forget it. Buddy, you're an idiot, is what you are.
That's 3 times.
This is the state of
Yeah,
poker.
but I'm an idiot with a stack. you don't have a stacks. Whatever.
Someone puts in $400,000 with 10-4 and the crowd celebrates like it's a good play.
If we've learned one thing so far, it's that Phil hates losing to amateurs. But in this next clip, you'll see that even the top pros aren't safe from his wrath. Case in point, his clash with Tom Dwan. This wasn't just another heads-up match, it was a generational showdown. The old-school poker legend versus the fearless online superstar. Phil looks down at pocket aces, and he decides to set a trap for Dwan. Usually it's your best bet to fast play your premium hands pre-flop, but in a high-stakes heads-up match, you have to mix up your game from time to time. Tom peels off pocket 10s, but he's definitely not going to be slow playing here. He goes for a massive 3-bet raise. And then Phil hits him with the old limp raise trick. This should already send the alarm bells ringing in Tom's head, but this is Tom Dwan we're talking about. He was never the one to back down easily. Of course, Phil snaps him off immediately, and what ensues is a classic Hellmuth tirade.
Dwan got caught in the snare.
10s versus aces.
I have aces.
10s versus aces.
Well, somebody's moving on. This match is going to end in 3 hands, and right now Phil Hellmuth is a 4-1 favorite to enter the round of 32.
Here comes the flop. No more
An early elimination hand and the flop. Deuce, King 7 with a couple of spades.
No help for Tom. So far, so good for Phil Hellmuth. Phil has the lone spade in their hand and the best hand with the aces.
And the turn.
And it's a
10! Huge suck out.
It's not over yet, Matt. Phil can still win the pot with an ace.
He has spades.
Or any spade but the king.
It's not looking good, though.
Here is the river.
3 of spades?
The river's a 9 of diamonds, and Tom Dwan has eliminated Phil Hellmuth.
When you look up bad beat in the dictionary, that's what you'll find.
Phil sits back down because they're counting the chips just to make it official.
Son, I would tell you this much, son. I would never have put more 3,000 with 2 10s.
Oh, here we go.
I was going to say good game, sorry for the suck out, but when you phrase it that way, it makes me not wanna.
Here, take 10,000 each.
Phil, that's why you lose money online. Like,
you
sorry,
played the hand
nice
bad,
hand.
that's the truth. You
Okay.
put in
Pick your
20,000
stakes,
with
heads
2
up.
10s.
Pick your stakes heads up. I've said it a million times. I'm sorry
What
I
did you
sucked
say?
out, nice hand. Pick your stakes heads up.
I smell ego.
You can play right now if you want.
Son, you're the sucker. You just put in 20,000 with 2
Okay,
10s.
let's play heads up.
Terrible play.
Play heads up.
Is that all you want to do is challenge me to heads up? We're going to play
If it's
heads up, I
terrible, then
told
let's
you.
play.
The duel with Tom Dwan will be remembered as the first of many heads-up meltdowns that will ensue over the following years. A few years later, Phil found himself in another heads-up match, this time against Nick Wright, a TV personality and sports analyst who most people didn't expect to last more than a few hands. On paper, it looks like a mismatch, the 15-time World Series of Poker champion versus a casual player with more talk show experience than live table reps. But as the match went on, Nick held his own. He played solid, fearless poker, and that really started to get under Phil's skin. And now you're about to see Nick set up a masterful trap for the poker brat. Nick opens the action with pocket queens, and Phil makes the call. Nick hits a set and quickly checks, trying to set the trap, and Phil checks behind. For a moment, it seems Phil may be able to avert a disaster, but then the turn hits. Another queen, and Nick improves to quads. Phil finally decides to make a move. He leads with a bet, but Nick fires right back with a small raise. Phil surely has to fold now, right? But he goes for a big raise instead. Wright just calmly calls, trapping Phil into an even deeper hole.
That could be an unfortunate card for Nick Wright's action, though. Would Phil give Nick credit for having checked back a spade draw on the flop? So perhaps backdoor clubs, maybe a combo draw, clubs and a straight draw is where Nick finds himself.
7,200?
And Hellmuth comes with 7,200.
27,000.
27,000.
Which is promptly piled on. And a big pot there. Headed Nick Wright's
What the f did I do? He's gonna give you all the money, Phil. He bets every flop. He raises when he's not supposed to raise before the flop. And you try to bluff him. What are you doing?
Phil did manage to clutch a victory at the end, but he admitted it wasn't an easy feat. Nick was actually offered a chance for a rematch, but he politely declined, and I can't really blame him for that. But our next player wasn't intimidated by Phil at all. In fact, he pushed back against Phil's insults. And let's just say, Phil was not too happy about that. Enter Parker Talbot, better known online as Tonka, one of the sharpest young minds in the modern poker scene. This matchup was yet another generational clash, the old school live legend versus the new school online grinder. And from the very first hand, you can feel the tension here. Parker's confidence and quick wit clashed perfectly with Phil's trademark ego and theatrics. And after all was said and done, Phil literally stormed off the set. He's made similar threats before, but this time he actually made good on them. Parker goes for the open raise, trying to use his positional advantage to get under Phil's skin, which admittedly is not a hard feat to pull off. Phil defends his big blind and goes for a check in the dark. A great flop for Parker with plenty of opportunities for improvement on future streets. He fires off a c-bet, and Phil takes his sweet time finding a call. I wouldn't mind a check raise here, as Phil's hand is getting pretty vulnerable to getting outdrawn. But this time, Phil actually improves on the turn, and instead of setting up a trap with a check raise, he decides to go for a donk bet. I'm not a fan of this play either, but Parker still finds a call with his flush draw. And he gets there on the river, but in his mind, Phil's already decided he has the best hand, and it doesn't take him long to ship the rest of his stack in the middle. Of course, Parker snaps him right off, and it doesn't take too long for Phil to start steaming, but the situation hasn't reached the boiling point just yet. A few hands later, Parker goes for the open raise, and Phil defends the big blind, and similar to the previous spot, Phil checks in the dark again. Parker misses his set, so he checks behind to see a free card. And it works out great for him as he spikes a set on the turn. He goes for a delayed c-bet, and this time Phil does hit him back with a check raise. Parker makes the call, but I would prefer a jam here because there's a lot of potential draws on the board and you don't want to allow your opponents to catch up for cheap. But it does work out this time, and there's no help for Phil on the river. He quickly checks, and now Parker is confident that he has the best hand. He goes for a bet, and Phil should seriously consider a fold here. But then, what would the fun be in that?
Let's all call him Call Station Philly Hellmuth. Hashtag Call Station Philly Hellmuth.
Lucky river for you.
That was lucky river for me? Well, you hit a one-outer on the turn.
A one-outer.
One.
You got two pair with a six. That's what I'm saying. Good river. You don't bet it.
One fucking out. Jesus Christ, what the fuck is going on here? You got him drawn dead. Half the fucking hands, he's just dead. Dead. Raises every fucking button. Gets all these weird, bad spots like all the rest of them against.
Did we just lose our audio there? I promise you guys I'm not talking over Philly Hellmuth. We have a Mount St. Phil situation and we just went mute. Maybe Phil is on such a tirade right now that the language is so foul that Poker Night in America has had to cut it from the stream. They're taking a break.
Wow.
They're taking a break.
Phil just like decided on his own to take a break. That's
anyone
white magic right there.
That's white magic.
Yeah.
Does anyone?
After his fiery duel with Parker Talbot, Phil took his antics to one of poker's biggest modern stages, Hustler Casino Live. Cash games were never Phil's particular cup of tea, and up next, you're about to see one of the most bizarre calls I've ever seen. Surrounded by high rollers, influencers, and stream regulars, Phil sat down to prove that he could still dominate the spotlight. But across the table was JR, a fearless cash game player who wasn't about to bow to poker royalty. Phil limps in the pot in the hijack, and again, it's probably better to go for the open raise when you're the first to enter the pot. But as played, JR goes for a big raise with pocket queens. Alan Keating and Phil make the call, and we go 3 ways to the flop. And JR completely smashes the flop, and he wastes no time building up the pot. Phil makes the call with his draw. And then out of nowhere, Phil goes on the offensive with a donk bet. Another dubious play to say the least. It doesn't make a lot of sense to try to bluff 2 players in a spot like this, especially when one of them has already shown a lot of strength throughout the hand. And sure enough, JR hits right back with a raise. Again, this should already be a red flag for Phil, but he still has some outs left. Now help on the river, and now holding only king high, surely he has to fold now, right? For a split second, it looks like Phil is going to take it on the chin for once in his life, but then it happens.
Wow!
Well, I think that was someone's table, Jamal.
Flabbergasting.
That was their Corona.
Okay. Fuck, I got fucked up because of the app game. This JR bluffs all his money off on the app game. Just a big ace is good enough to lead out, just so he could bluff me. I let out just so he would raise. He fell for it, but he had a set. Later I'm gonna lead out with the nuts he's gonna raise. I have to. You want all that money? I called you with ace 10.
Yeah.
I won all that money because of the app game. Guys, but now it's my turn.
And while that Hustler Casino Live meltdown showed us the modern poker brat in full form, Phil's temper has been flaring up like this for decades. To really understand where it all comes from, we've got to rewind back to one of his earliest and most unforgettable explosions. Now we go back to the 2008 World Series of Poker Main Event, where Phil clashes with Adam Levi, an online grinder trying his luck at the poker's biggest stage. And Phil is here to demonstrate that these online kids can't really compete with the seasoned live play veterans. Phil open raises with pocket 8s, and Adam makes the call with queen 10 suited. Phil makes a standard c-bet, and Levi calls with an open-ended straight draw. Nothing special so far, but then the turn comes. An 8 of diamonds, a complete tragedy in the making. Phil checks, and Levi doesn't want to give Phil a free river card. The river is a complete brick, and Phil leads out with a bet. Music to Adam's ears. Adam goes for a raise, and a full-blown meltdown is all but imminent.
Queen 10.
Yeah, Levi with a queen 10 and the win.
Called a race with a He called a race with queen 10, honey.
I know, honey. He's some online guy.
I had a set. He's supposed to bust me anyway. Called a race with a queen 10. You're not a player.
I think he's from Florida or someplace stupid.
Called a race with queen 10. Idiot player.
Actually, he doesn't look like an idiot player, and I don't think he did anything wrong that hand.
He called a race with queen 10. How do these players, how are they even still in this tournament?
They let him in every day.
And I have a set.
I know you had a set, Puddin'.
It's just unbelievable. This kid probably won't last another hour.
Half hour tops.
I promise. Watch. He called a race with a queen and a 10.
A queen and a 10.
How do these players even last this long?
Don't know.
I mean, it's just so sick. They have no concept of poker.
It was an aggressive call.
Aggressive call? Idiot.
But if there's one opponent who could push Phil Hellmuth's buttons more than anyone else, and it wasn't an internet kid or a fearless cash game regular, it was someone who actually knew him better than most. A former ally, a fellow champion by the name of Annie Duke. Hellmuth and Duke go way back. They were both part of the early poker boom, both proud, brilliant competitors, and both with egos big enough to fill the entire table. So when they finally clashed on camera, it wasn't just another poker hand, it was personal. Phil open raises with ace 10, and the action folds around to Annie. She goes for a big 3-bet, potentially putting Phil's entire stack at risk. Phil has a huge decision to make here, and the rest of the table is quick to throw a couple needles his way. And if you know anything about Phil, you know there's only one way this could end.
That's 4,000 more.
Phil's tuned in now. 4,000 more for him to call.
I don't think I can get away from this. I felt like I was setting this up. How can I possibly bail?
Could this be another one of those unsuccessful Phil traps?
The ropers? I think for now we should let him think, give him a break. He's had a tough day.
It's only one decision. There's only one decision left, so.
Yeah, we shouldn't say that. So then you think we should just try and, you're going to fall out of the love category if you keep that up.
Oh, yeah, no.
Steve is sticking up for Phil.
Hey, man.
Sean, would you please mind this time? Please be quiet.
Yeah.
So 4,000 more, huh?
Please be quiet so I can talk.
Is this the way it's going to be every tournament out here, or what?
Seriously? It only gets worse from here. I mean, I could see if you said, please be quiet so you could stop and think, you know what I mean, Phil? But then you started going on and on. I mean,
talking about 4,000 bet that we all know about.
Maury, are you going to give penalties for the shit, or what? He decided for 3 minutes, no one said one word. We all walked over there. Is this Maury, is this the way it's going to be or not? I want to know.
We can be quiet
Sean,
if you can,
the feistiness just went up a notch. We increased the feistiness.
No, I want to know because, I played poker for 20 years and never has someone just blatantly talked as much as this when I have a key decision. It's ridiculous.
I haven't said a word, Phil. What are you talking
Maury,
about?
is this the way it's going to be?
Maury Escandani is one of the executive producers of Poker After Dark.
Because you know what? I might not play in another one if it's going to be like this, all right? You understand? This is not poker.
The show will go down the tubes.
When I'm trying to make a tough decision for all my chips. I'm pretty sure I'm going to go with it, and I've got him talking, and everybody's joking and laughing.
People are laughing. It's horrible.
People are having fun.
Well, you think,
it's terrible.
You think I'm kidding, huh?
No, I don't think you're kidding.
Good, because I'm not kidding. So what penalties can we put in place so that when a man has a study for all his chips, people can shut up?
Just ask him.
I mean, I'm not upset. I might sound upset. I'm not upset.
Guys, give me a little. That's all. Just ask me a little.
I did that.
They do.
I said please.
They'll do it.
I didn't hear the please word, but if you say please, I won't say a word.
No, Maury, I want to know what you have in place for next time.
Gus, you can verify that I tried to clear it.
And what happens if I ask and they continue to talk? Just kill time?
Then you just have more time for the decision.
I'm not playing anymore if that's the way it's going to be. I mean, that's not poker.
Let's have a moment of
I can't use my reading abilities in poker anymore if they want to talk through it.
Reading abilities? Damn, I gotta get
Why don't you shut the up?
I gotta get a drink. Can you say that on TV?
That's out of line, Phil.
You're out of line. And you're too stupid to know it.
I didn't say a word to you. You're just jumping down my throat for no reason right now.
For no reason?
For no reason. You playing bad, you got a losing hand, and you're just trying to get some TV time. Mock your hand, idiot.
Maury, what are you going to do about this? Seriously.
Instead of the scramble,
After that showdown with Annie Duke, you'd think Phil might have learned to pick his battles, but the poker brat just can't help himself. Fast forward a couple years, and Hellmuth finds himself across the table from another sharp, fearless opponent. This time, it was an online prodigy, Danny Stern. Now, Danny is not just some online grinder or anything, he's one of the many players who found their way onto Phil Hellmuth's bad side. And after this hand, you'll see exactly how he got there. Stern represented everything Phil hated about the new poker generation. Aggressive, analytical, and completely unimpressed by his legacy. From the very first orbit, you could feel the tension. Stern challenging Hellmuth's plays, calling him out, refusing to back down, and it all came to a head in one brutal hand. Phil opens the action in the middle position and gets two callers. Danny Stern flops an open-ended straight draw and goes for a donk bet. Phil is loving the action, and he fires a right back. And Danny catches one of his outs on the turn and leads out once again. The river is a very awkward card for Phil, and Danny keeps barreling. With so many draws that got there, Phil should seriously consider making a tight fold here. Well, that happened instead.
Sick. Finally decided to play a big hand with the nuts, and they hit their miracle there too.
I thought you said you're 10-8.
I didn't think you were that stupid to believe it, but maybe you are.
I mean, I didn't think you were stupid enough to call,
Bam.
but since we're making personal attacks already.
Yeah, another bad winner, huh?
I'm a bad winner? Is that what you're saying?
Didn't you just say that didn't you say I was just stupid enough to
Didn't
call?
you just say I was stupid enough to believe
Yeah, I'm
you?
a bad loser. You're 10 times as bad as a bad winner.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Because I shot it back at you after you just called me stupid, so I'm the bad winner? Are you kidding me?
You needled me about having 10-8. For
I
some
didn't needle
reason.
you. You said I had 10-8.
Obviously, I was kidding. So you needled me about
you're
that.
kidding.
So
Why
I
is
said
that
something
obvious? You
back
called
to
the
you.
river when there was a 4 straight on the board. Why is it obvious that you didn't have 10-8?
Good stuff.
How could it possibly be obvious
See,
that
here's
you
the
didn't
beautiful
have
thing.
10-8?
You honestly don't think you've been out of line at all. And that's amazing to me.
That's what?
I know that I've been out of line, but I'm a man. I admit it. Now's your chance. You're 23. I don't think you could admit it.
Admit that I'm out of line? Are you kidding me?
Wow. Do they capture all this for the camera?
I hope so.
I think we might get that.
He made the first comment about the 10-8.
Did you call him stupid first?
I mean, how old are we? This is ridiculous.
You said, I didn't think you were stupid enough to believe me that I had 10-8. So you're essentially saying, oh, I guess he is that stupid.
And then then he did say that. He did then say, I guess you are that stupid.
What'd you say about the 10-8? Well, why did you make that comment to me back? Why did you? That started it to me. You said something about.
So I started. It's who started it now. That's what you're arguing about? I mean, Phil.
You guys both.
We're adults here.
Well, I think he reacted, though, to you. I didn't hear the 10-8 part. What did you say there?
No, he said.
He needled me. He needled me with the 10-8 first,
What do you needle? What do you mean needled you?
Said some comment about he was needling me. Oh yeah, I thought you had 10-8.
No, I didn't. Phil, you
Oh, you
said
didn't say that.
No,
Oh,
I didn't.
So you didn't
What
say
do you
anything
wanna
about
bet?
10-8.
No, you said you had
really?
10-8. You said you had 10-8.
Yeah, that's what I said. Obviously, I was kidding.
Why should I know you were kidding? I mean, you were saying it. Every other time you say what you had, and this time I'm supposed to know.
So he said you.
And love him or hate him, you have to admit that Phil Hellmuth is one of a kind. But Phil is definitely not the only hothead in poker, because when money, pride, and ego collide, things can turn ugly fast. So, click on this video right here if you want to see what happens when arguments turn physical and tempers cross way over the line. We'll see you there.